What happens now? How do we protect ourselves in this house? It's tiny. I mean, literally about 10 seconds ago, my dad was wiping off all the shopping. My sisters who are at school. This is literally my worst nightmare. And I've been dreading this since March. Weird. I'm not worried about the being locked in the house for 2 weeks because we were shielding for since March and Mum hasn't left the house. We're the only ones that have left the house, so I know that I could be in here another 100 days and I'd be fine, but it's really weird because that's exactly the wrong thing that everyone needs right now, so I'm just trying to stay calm, and vlogging makes me calm, so I'm just gonna vlog it out. Do I tell people? Do I tell my friends? Do I tell the people that I was with? Like, do I have to get a test? I don't have any symptoms, but I've been within 2 meters of my dad and my mum. What happens to my sisters? They're at boarding school. Like, where do they go? Do they isolate at school? Does that mean they can't come home for half term? Half term's in less than a week. That's within 14 days. What do I do about uni? Do about medicines? I mean, I'll have to cancel my hospital appointment next week. I just need to carry on as normal, otherwise I'm going to get really wound up. I'm really worried, and to be honest, if I've been in close contact with him, I've probably already got it or had it. When it happened to Zach from the Try Guys, I kind of thought, like, okay, if it happens to me, it'll be okay. Like, you know, like, there's ways around it. But I never, like, actually pictured it happening to me. So I'm terrified. I'm actually terrified. And downstairs, they're just trying to carry on as normal. Mum was on a webinar. She turned the camera off. She cried. She put her oxygen back on. She turned the camera on and she pretended like nothing had happened. So I think that's what I need to do too. I guess I'll go and sort the fridge out. I like organising, so I'm going to be stuck here for 2 weeks. Let's get this house clean and tidy. This is the organisation that I was going through as I found out the results. This is the shopping that I was packing away. This is the fridge. Look at my lovely fridge. That's what I was doing.
Now, and I'm going to ring Nanny and go and get this over and done with.
Well, I'm making a video out of everything. Here you go.
What time is it? 1 o'clock?
Do you want some proper shoes? Okay.
Going for the COVID test, positive. And EpiPen bag, because I would normally take that with me. Okay, so I better put my mask on. That's
Isn't it really?
problem. I know.
Dangerous bit.
The virus isn't. Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is my oxygen requirements, my medical requirements are going up.
Yeah.
Bye. Love you. Well, the first thing I'm going to do now that both my parents have left the house is steal a chocolate. I don't know which one though. I'm thinking a crunchy. I don't thinking of crunchy. And then I'm gonna try and open the fridge. My lovely organised fridge, I don't know if you've seen that. I'm most proud of the fruit and vegetable drawer. And then I'm going to grab my last Coke. I wish I bought more. There was meant to be some in the Morrison's shop, but there wasn't, so whatever happened to that. Not very happy with you, Morrison's, not delivering my red Coke. And then I'm gonna go and read or watch Outlander or actually do my university homework because my parents forgot their passport to get the test. Okay, take two. So I've given them the passport to prove who they are and the phone because you need your phone to do the code. So now I'm gonna get on with what I was doing. I sat down, I'm actually mega hungry. I'm so tempted to like go make myself like beans on toast or something. The stress level is unreal. Like, after I'd switched the camera off, I apologised to my dad because I realised that I didn't like ask their permission really, or to like film about this. And you know, there's like some things that you just shouldn't film about, so I don't want to invade their privacy too much. But I kind of wanted to make a video about this just because when you live with someone that is immunosuppressed, it is terrifying. Like, not just COVID, like before COVID, before, you know, we're not meant to mention it because, you know, they demonetize it. Anyway, before all of this, like every December I would get so scared of getting a cold or flu. You know, I was so scared I was going to make my meal. And like that fear lessens over time because you learn to get really good at it, and you learn when most people are ill in the year. So like September is a big one, like people get freshers flu, or in schools they get sort of like colds and stuff, and you just learn when to, this camera is so shaky today. You just learn when to deal with it. But I feel kind of relieved, like not that it's positive, but that I wasn't the one to I wasn't the first one to get it out of my family, which sounds really selfish. But because I was travelling every day on public transport to uni for the last 2 weeks, I was so scared that I was going to bring something home. I've been going to the co-op, I've been going into shops, I went to Canterbury, I went on an exploratory to buy trainers and stuff, like art supplies and stuff for YouTube videos, and I was just so terrified that I was gonna be the one to give it to my mum. Yeah. I'd just like to say as well, like, at the moment no one is showing many symptoms. My dad's got a persistent cough and that's about it. He feels fine. And because I live in a house full of asthmatics, like we didn't often think anything of it. So, you know, I'm not showing any symptoms. I feel fine. Maybe that's because one of my OCD like compulsions is washing my hands obsessively before I go to bed. So maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, I'm grateful that everyone is not panicking and that we're safe. Safe as you can be at the moment. And I'm also grateful that we just managed to find a test for my mum. And I'm grateful for my friends that have been sending me messages, like talking about Bake Off and just anything other than, you know, anything other. And I'm grateful that I have a million videos to edit, so actually I don't really have time to think about it. And I've also got I've got so much uni work to do, because with an acting degree they don't let you out of doing class if, you know, this happens. You just have to zoom in and figure out what's happening. So I had to do that yesterday, and I guess I'm gonna have to do that for the next 2 weeks as well. And luckily, when I first found out, I thought that the twins wouldn't be able to come home for half term, but half term is actually in 2 weeks time, not 1 week. So luckily the twins should be able to come home for half term. And yeah, we're just waiting to see if they've been isolated by their school. That's quite scary. for them, I'd imagine, and they live in separate rooms as well, so the twins aren't together, but they are like right next door to each other, so hopefully they'll be together. I hope they keep them in their same rooms so that they can be near each other and have each other's support in this time. So yeah, I just giving a quick update. This lighting is great. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. I'm gonna try and create a more structured like recording and posting schedule now that I've kind of figured out what I'm doing with my life and now that the worst has happened. So yeah. I also feel like maybe this would be the best time to do or try again at the Chloe Ting challenge, because I could do one of her 2-week ones and then that would take me up to the end of my isolation period. I think that's a good idea, because at the end of the day, if I'm too tired to go anywhere, I don't need to go anywhere. Oh, that's such a good idea. I love talking out loud. Like, yeah, this is a good idea. Okay, cool. I'm gonna watch Netflix now, so video off.